I just got off the phone with a quantum ice bath sauna company that makes millions of dollars a year helping people heal their bodies and get healthier with products that have frequency in it. How did this happen? Because I put out content about my values. Who am I and what do I care about? This is one of the most important questions you could ever ask yourself as a creator and honestly as a human being. These are very, very similar. And the more that you're clear on who you are, what you care about, what you stand for, and you share those values with the world, you include those values in every piece of content you make, even if it's subtle and it's an underlying energy, you will attract the dream opportunities of a lifetime. This can be either brand deals, partnerships, clients, community members, however you set up your life with the business model side of things. And you also let people know that that exists, that there's an offer to work with you in whatever certain way. That's more like a masculine structure to have in life in terms of like yin yang polarity, masculine, feminine. And then on the feminine side, just knowing in your heart, in your spark, what you're all about, and then you include that in your content, you attract that. Like attracts like. If I'm all about health, I'm going to attract health people. If I'm all about business, that's what I'm going to pull in. If I'm more niche and more fringe and I say, hey, I don't believe in these big corporations that are poisoning us and our health, and I stand against that, and I stand for this kind of health in this way that's into these alternative things like frequency, then you will attract that like I just did. So this is a sign to number one, post on social media, personal branding. Number two, don't just do that without a content strategy. A lot of people do that and it just wastes a ton of time, and then they're not really sure why their life is pulling in certain kinds of people or certain kinds of energy. So you want to go into it knowing actually like what you're trying to do and what you're trying to put out. And number three, don't just be a broke influencer forever then. Actually have a business model that's going to support you to have a life full of freedom. I did just brand deals and that kind of thing for a lot of years. And I recommend setting up a more valuable offer of how you can help people in a deeper way. And that is special. So for me, I have a community called Spark Wildfire where we help health creators and health brands and brand founders share on social and grow their business, their reach, their impact. And this is more through a community model where we're all in it together versus agency or versus me just making videos for someone. Now, those can be part of it. I can help people in a deeper concierge, high touch level if the money is there for my time. Or same thing for me actually posting on my social media. Sometimes I do a podcast with these amazing people, amazing founders, and then I'll post that to my socials or post clips of it to my socials. So just find what works for you and what is a powerful offer where you feel like your time and energy is getting exchanged well. I recommend the community model, especially coming from a personal brand. It's going to be the easiest thing for you to set up. It's very quick. It can always change depending on your interests versus doing something like coaching. You're just selling more and more of your time. So if you want to know how to set up a Skool community, I'm going to leave all of my information down below so you can work with us further. But we've helped so many different creators set up their community product accounts and switch into that business model. And it's just brought them so much more time freedom. They feel better about attracting new members from what they put out into their social media. And everything is just easy. They don't have to cold outreach. They don't have to hard sell. And their pipeline of new members never runs dry. Because going back to what we said about posting and content strategy, Once you have an amazing product like that, where you can always be selling people in, it's not like a start and stop coaching program, then you can put all of that content and content strategy towards that. For example, right now, it's on my heart to share with you about being a value match for what you want in life and putting that out into the world and speaking it into existence to attract those opportunities. And that's on my heart, and I want to share it. And you know it's also related to that? Joining my program. And it's the same for you. And you can set it up to do the same kind of thing. So just have a match of who you are, who you want to work with, what your message is you want to put out there, what your business is, and what the kinds of people are like that you want to work with. And then when that's all aligned and that's all matched, life gets so easy. It's the manifestation cheat code. I was super shy growing up, didn't have a lot of money. I've had to make my own way in the world, and, I'm still growing and evolving, and, I have my hard days, and I'm definitely not where I want to be yet, but I do have a lot of freedom to go where I want, to work with who I want, and I'm really happy, and I feel like I'm following my soul purpose, and with each authentic piece of content I put out, with each new community member I help, I just get happier, and I feel like I'm stacking these wins. And the more I lean into this purpose in life, the more I feel like God rewards me, and synchronicities click, the manifestations roll in, new opportunities come my way, and it all comes from listening and tapping into who am I, why am I here, how can I serve, what is this all about, and then doing it and listening to that. I'll leave you with one final download. I told Jack this morning. Imagine that you went to God and you said, God, you aren't allowed to create. Can you imagine what would happen? The creator not being allowed to create. Now, as a content creator or an artist or writer, an entrepreneur, whoever you are, we all have this creative force inside of us. And when we don't tap into that and we don't share what our authentic message and purpose is for the world, there just becomes all this stuck energy that becomes this underlying guilt and anger and all these problems that come from that. So just follow your purpose, put your voice out there, and I swear life doesn't have to be so hard. It can really be golden when we live aligned with who we are and creating from that and doing it every day and helping others, because we all come to this planet with gifts. So share yours, share your values, be a value match for what you want to have in the world and what you want to see in the world.